So, what do you have planned for CryptoComics?
Okay, well, so I would love to have Death. First of all, and I don't know if this will happen or not because uh, uh, but I would love to get Death Watch up on crypto.
Oh,
But I do have an exclusive with Artist Elite. So right now, Artist Elite is publishing Death Watch, and I've got to give them time to make their money
hmm
because Sean's basically doing all this right now, like Sean Hudeku and uh, and the crew at Comics Elite and Artist Elite. That they're eating it on everything just so we can get it out. And don't get me wrong, they're making money, but right now they should be making out all the money because they're basically taking all the risk minus the sweat equity that I'm putting into Death Watch. But I would love to get Death Watch up. But I do want to take a moment to address the crypto comics marketplace because right now there's a lot of negative shit floating around about crypto and NFTs and because it's unregulated, it's new. Saying something's unregulated is a fancy way of saying it's new. And there's a
hmm
lot of people out there that are doing their best to basically really put a black eye on the NFT industry, right?
So you're talking about the reason like pump and dumps and that kind of
Exactly.
stuff.
Exactly. Well, there's a lot of people that are probably buying NFTs because someone told them to. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
the NFT itself doesn't have value. They're doing it because number one, like they don't even understand what an NFT is. They don't understand what a marketplace is. They don't understand how things work. And they're just doing something blindly because they're following somebody else. And honestly, like you guys have taught me so much about it. I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't understand what I do know, and not that I understand it 100% completely now, because every now and then Andrew will pipe in and be like, "Hey, Chad, that's not how it works. Let me explain to you how it does work." But what I've noticed though is that you guys are making sure that you do it right. Does that make sense?
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, and you saw all this stuff coming. You saw it all coming. You guys knew what the problems were going to be before there were problems. And it's and we're talking about art before, right? Well,
hmm
there's an art to this as well. All right? And the temptation is to just grab that easy money and leave somebody else holding the bag. What you guys are trying to do though is sustainable. And I just want to encourage you guys to keep on that path. Don't compromise your values, don't compromise your goals, do it right. And I really think that the first people that figure it out are going to be the people that make the changes. It's not necessarily the first person that gets all the fortune and glory. Okay. And Marvel and DC are perfect examples of this. Honda is a perfect example of it. Oftentimes, it's the person who watches watches the explorer go and do the thing, and then that person says, "How can I make it better?" That's always been like Japan's philosophy. They're like, "Let's watch how Americans make cars, and then let's make cars, and let's fix all the things that they're doing wrong, and let's make a better car." Right? You guys have always said, like, hey, we're going to make sure that this is airtight, that this is secure, that we know what's going on, that it's not going to be a pump and dump. We're going to make sure that our marketplace is a place where honest transactions happen. Now, if you take it outside of the marketplace, obviously, hey, we can't help you. But if you keep it here, then we can help you. And I didn't understand. Like, there's the longest time, I'm like, dudes, what, like everyone, when you saw like Beeple blowing up, and you're like, dude, because we've been working on this way before Beeple, right? Way before Beeple. Okay.
Yeah.
And so at first I'm like going, dude, we're missing out. But now that like things are crashing, I'm like going, well, the reason why things are crashing is because these were things that were never valuable to these people. It was a fad. It was a fake. And I really think that what you guys are doing, you're doing it and you're doing it right. And that's why I'm okay with saying, you know, I'm okay to go to a convention and wear a CryptoComics hat. And people are like, oh, that shit's fake. I'm like, no, it's not. I was like,
I appreciate
that JPEG that you have on your phone, that might be fake. But you know, these guys are doing it right. And I'm willing to stake my reputation on it because I know how much everybody is just, you know, whenever I say like, you know, when's this going to happen? You guys have never lied to me. You're like, it'll happen when it's ready to happen. And I didn't see the value in that until I basically watched a lot of people lose a shit ton of money on stuff that was shit in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just glad that you guys are, you know, building something, taking your time, building it right, and hopefully what you build stands the test of time. But that's the only way things do stand the test of time. Like, can you imagine if the pyramids were built by the contractor with the lowest bid?
No.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, though. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna have to start using that analogy. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it only stands the test of time if you do it right, and it's 100% right. You know, and lots of times that's because it takes someone who has a vision and sticks to that vision and doesn't compromise. You know, so I'm just, you know, I'm throwing it out there. You guys, it's been a long road, and you know, obviously, you know, there's still some work being done, but I know that you guys are going to do it right. And when it happens, I hope to have, like I said, I hope to have tons of stuff that people can come onto crypto and be like, I'm getting it from Chad. I'm getting it from Chad. I'm getting it from Chad. But I'm just grateful that you did it right from the start and that you didn't compromise. You didn't do something that tarnished your name or your reputation or my reputation. Because the second that happens, I'm out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because you don't have a choice at that point. You know, yeah. I'm too old. I'm too old at this point to fuck things up. start over. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so glad that I don't have to go and explain to anyone. You know, well, what? You know, I lost all this money. It's like, no, not with me. You didn't. Maybe you did buying that dumbass ape artwork or whatever. You know. You didn't lose it on my stuff. You know what I'm saying? So anyway. But anyway, I'd throw that out there. I shouldn't say too much. You guys probably do you sell a lot of stuff like that? Is there stuff like that? No? Okay, good. All right, then we can dunk on that shit then.
Oh yeah, totally.
I was like, you know, maybe I should, you know, but no, I know what you're trying to do. And here's the other thing. Did I